how often should you go through deliverance? So let me tell you what I do, right? Anytime I always analyze what I dream. So if I wake up during the night and I had a dream that is disturbing to me, I start praying deliverance. If I get up in the morning and I feel a certain way, I start praying deliverance. If you are involved in deliverance ministries, you should always be looking to make deliverance prayer part of what you do daily. You will find yourself, and this is no, what's the word they use now? This is no cap. Sometimes all I got to do is pick up my Bible. Where's my Bible? And I start yawning. Just pick up my Bible and I start yawning. And so that okay. Do I believe that our pets are in heaven? That's a good question. I don't know. But I know there are animals in heaven. Because if Jesus is riding a horse when he's coming back, where did the horse come from? I'm just saying. Where did the horse come from? Can y'all hear me, Clara?
Dr. Wayne, yes. Somebody asked me that same question before, and I said the same thing you just said. Same thing, like how when the Bible says that he's coming on a horse, how if like my dog, there's like if your dog died, your dog going to heaven? I was like, I believe so. I mean, I don't understand why not. It could be possible, you know.
I'm gonna go lead Stormy in the sinner's prayer just to make sure that he make it. I don't know, because he be acting up sometimes. Okay, there's two questions. Hold on.
Okay.
So let me ask you this, Valencia. Why is it impossible that we would have to go through the tribulation? I want you to think about this for a second. And my mother has great trouble with this as well. All of the disciples were martyred, right? All of them died for the case of Christ, right? If we had to die, right, for the sake of salvation and the sake of Jesus Christ, I believe that you should prepare to do whatever it takes to go to heaven, right? And what makes this dispensation of Christianity so profound that we won't have to go through tribulation? Who's to say that we're not mid-trib or post-trib? Some people believe in a rapture. I'm not giving you any definitive answers. I think people need to study, right? But your preparation should be that if you got to lose your life for Christ, that you're willing to do so. Right? A lot of us are not willing. Let me tell you how I know we're not willing to die for Christ. Y'all can't even stop wearing wigs. Y'all can't stop wearing makeup. We can't stop doing fornication. We can't give those things up. How you gonna lose your head for it? Some of us, God forbid that we're post-trib, Christians are gonna be turning other people in. Let me tell you where Wayne live at. How do I know? Things that should be able for us to give up, we won't give it up. In addition to that, the Bible says that the road to salvation is narrow, it's hard to find, and not many are on it. If we can't give up our idols, you're not ready for no tribulation. I'm telling you, if you can't stop fornicating for the sake of making yourself ready, you are not ready. And people think that we talk about things because we want to make your life boring. No, we don't want to make your life boring. We want to make sure that you make it to heaven. Because some of this Christianity that is taught in America, it's not in the Bible. Oh, you're destroying Christian marriages. I'm destroying Christian marriages because y'all are perverted? Because y'all want to bring your carnal sexuality into your marriage? I'm destroying Christian marriages? You want to do temple prostitute activity and I'm destroying Christian marriages? No, we've been taught wrong in many instances. Narrow is the way. I look at some of these people on these social media platforms that say they speaking for Christ, and I be saying to myself, maybe for somebody, but you're not speaking to Christ to me. You have no indication that you've ever sacrificed anything. You are telling people that the proof that you're blessed is the accumulation of material possessions. Right? You show off, you call yourself the the Gucci prophet and all this foolishness. I seen Cindy Trim the other day. She got a blonde wig on. What? What are we doing? What exactly are we doing? Who are we showing people that Jesus is? Really? Let's talk about this for real. We're not gonna make it. Some of us don't fast. We don't read our Bible. We don't pray. We're filled with gossip and hatred. We're cheap and tight. We don't give to the poor. We are spiritual opportunists. We are, there's a term that I used to use. We're gypsies. We're hitchhikers. We jump on to whoever's hot right now, whoever has a word that is pleasing to our palate and our ear. But we don't want to deal with the reality that we are out of order. We are out of alignment. This thing that we think Jesus is approving of is not. We got churches directed towards homosexuality and alternative livings. We got preachers like Jamal Bryant and Zena Pierre and all of these preachers that they prayed for Kamala to win the election, and God said, negative. Spiritual hitchhikers. And because you can hope, and because when you preach, you make me feel good. No, I pray that when I preach, that you're troubled. I pray that when I preach, that you look at your life. Let's stop making people think they're on the way to heaven when the opposite is true. Because we have created a standard and lowered the bar. We don't get to lower the bar, move the bar left, right. No, God is the one that gives access into his rest. And let me tell you the wonderful thing about it. He tells us exactly how to get there. But the part that we don't want to really look at, that is going to cost us something. It may cost relationships. It may cost a certain job. It may cost moving to a different part of the country. It may cost everything. Nobody, let me tell you something. You can't tell me about losing everything. I've done it more than once. Okay? I am so afraid to go to hell. And listen, being saved shouldn't be the reason. I mean, being afraid to go to hell shouldn't be the number one reason why you want to be saved. You should want to be saved because you want to have a relationship with God. Okay? That's it. The rest of it fall in place. Nobody, and I'm sure there are others that have gone through what I've been through, you can't tell me about letting stuff go. I lived in a penthouse in DC overlooking the Potomac, and God said, you got 3 days, pack your stuff, you got to go. And all of my homeboys like, yo, you crazy. God said, pack and leave. Right? I got pictures to prove it. And I left everything. I took only what could fit in my car. Okay? Because I had made God the side piece before. And I'm not willing to ever make God my side piece. He's my first option. My second option, my only option. Not only has I should be doing life in prison right now. I'm telling you, I know what I got saved from. There's so many things should be the course of my life, and either God redirected it or used it for his glory, so that I can stand here before you today and say, if God did it for me, he can do it for you. But it's going to cost you, right? It's going to cost you. You're going to have to give some stuff up. You're going to have to forego some relationships. You're going to have to let people go. Some of those people may even be your family members. You may have to break up with people that you love more than anyone in your life to see if you love God more. I'm preaching tonight. I wasn't intending on preaching, but I'm preaching. Now, as far as spiritual warfare, I believe the impetus or the beginning of any spiritual warfare is righteousness. Your life has to be an indication that you are stripping away anything that gives the enemy access to your life. That's the first thing. You're not breaking up with no demons. You're not casting no devils out in your life. It's jacked up. I'm telling you right now, if you drop it like it's hot, if you still puff praying, if you drink a little bit, and listen, I'm not saying that you need to be perfect. I'm saying you got to decide for yourself that I want to be free. I can't want you to be free more than you want to be free. And secondly, what should actually be firstly, you want to be free? Want Jesus more than you ever want anything. Want Jesus more than you want anything. Let me tell you something. I came from a place of poverty. And when I realized that I could get the bag was my God. Money and things was my God. Intimacy with women was my God. Because of my brokenness, I needed to supplement myself with money and things, when the truth was I needed to supplement myself with God. The minute that I said yes to Jesus 100%, my perspective towards everything changed. Not immediately, but God started to work it out of me. And things that I wanted for the wrong perspective, I remember when I graduated. When did I graduate? Last year? I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna get me that blue Corvette, and I'm gonna drive my Corvette to school on graduation day. God was like, oh, no, you're not. No, you're not. I'm like, well, God, you said I can have the desires of my heart. He said, you're not ready. You want to boast not in me. You want to boast in a material possession. You're not ready. So God will withhold things from you that does not bring glory and honor to his name. And it could be your heart's desire because your motives is not absolutely right. Now,